This is Jay.
And this is your girl, Layla.
I'm like, y'all know me by now.
I know.
You know my voice.
We have to introduce ourselves. We got to be
true.
a proper podcaster.
All right.
Hello. How have you been?
I have been good. I've been working on business stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I did a market recently.
Right, in Jacksonville, right?
Yes. So
Okay.
we did the drive. Jacksonville is far. It is.
How far is the drive?
It's about 4.5 hours.
Oh, I don't know why I thought it was longer. It's north of Florida, right? Like at almost close to the border, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. So it's like Jacksonville, I think, is like the first city you hit when you get into Florida, almost.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So I was right.
But it was cool. I loved it. I did another market for makers, which I do like. I like those bigger markets just because people are specifically coming for people that make unique products. It was indoors, which was nice. I've done a lot of outdoor markets and it'd be hot. We're in Florida. But Jacksonville's cool. It's very, there's not much going on there, but it was like the weather, is like cold.
Okay.
So it was like 75 degrees. So it was nice. People came out. It was actually very refreshing for people to come out. People are very, supportive. They look forward to it.
Okay.
It was definitely a different, demographic than Miami.
I was just gonna ask you.
I will
was
say,
it diverse? Like,
yeah, it was. Yeah, I would say it was a diverse group, and what was nice is that people wanted to support you. You know what I mean? I noticed that when I do my Miami markets, it's very like, I don't know, like they're very iffy.
Okay.
Even when you let them try products and stuff like that, they're just very iffy. And it's like, you're at a market for unique products, you know? And I don't know if it's maybe because of where the location, because the location's in Design District.
Okay.
So you're also competing against Gucci and Givenchy and all that stuff. So I don't know.
Come on, you're going to a market.
But you're going
this
to
is
a
not
market.
A designer's sample sale. Like, come on.
Exactly. That's not what you're here for. You're here for like unique stuff.
Right.
So, but just the people that come to the Miami market are very interesting. And it's funny because I was actually in between two makers that were both from Miami, and they said the Miami markets are always bad. They said I do them because I do them, you know, but they're not good markets. They were like, they're just not good markets, just the people that are there. But I would definitely go back to Jacksonville. It was fun to just do that road trip and, you know, be around different makers, be around different people, meeting people that are like, oh, I'll hook you up with this market or go to this market. This one's good. And like, you'll make money here. And I'm like, oh my God, like this is, you know, there's like a whole community. So it was it was nice. But yeah, I would definitely go back. I want to try some of their other markets. They have a market in Chicago. They have a market in Houston. So I do want to kind of take this show on the road and do some other markets just to like really grow AJ Beauty and, you know, get the name out there. You have to come with me one of these. I
definitely want to do. So I know that like there has been like markets here in Miami, and I was just trying to figure out how I would give samples of some of my stuff, because I'm like, I don't know. It feels kind of, because for example, like the face mask, you can't use it there. You have to be near a sink. You know?
Yeah.
So it was kind of iffy for me to do these, do the markets, because I was like, I don't know if this is going to work. I'm going to have to like devise a plan where I could, you know, allow people to use this, because even the face cleanser, you need to be, and people are coming with their, you know, makeup on and stuff. Like, who wants to wash their face?
Yeah.
At in the middle of a marketplace. So I did do like small little samples that I could give to people to go try at home, but it was kind of hard. When what did I do? When I did like 2 markets, I believe. And it was just hard for people to try the product at the moment for them to purchase at the moment. Do you get that? So that's one thing that I was like, I need to figure out a better plan. So I'd probably have to get some kind of like, I don't know, a portable sink or something if somebody's interested in trying it.
So I would say one thing that you could do, keep wipes, obviously, keep wipes with you. But, like the little tester spoons that come, you can keep one of your jars and just use that tester spoon. Like, hey, you can try it on the back of your hand, see how it feels.
Yeah, and then wash it off.
It's a moisturizing mask. Because I will say a lot of people come looking for face stuff.
Yeah.
I get that a lot. Like, oh, well, I'm looking for something for my face. And I give them advice on what they can try to help calm their skin and stuff like that, just because I know about it. But I'm like, I don't do face products. I'm like, but I have a friend that does face products. And I'm like, oh, I wish she was here because I could send you to her.
Okay, so the next one I'll come along, because that was the one thing that I was kind of like trying to figure out.
You'd be surprised. People do
buy without trying it.
Yeah, I'm looking for something for my face. But I would say to let them try it. Just let them try it on the back of their hand, because a moisturizing mask, you just want to feel it. Like, is it cool? Like, how does it feel? How does it smell?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that's what I let people do with my product. I have testers, and I just let them like spray it on the back of your hand, let it sit with you, and I let them walk around the market. And I'm like, if it doesn't work for your skin, because obviously all of our chemistries are different.
Exactly.
Obviously you don't come back, but it is what it is. But if you do, you do, Yeah. And then I always say, I don't know, because I remember you used to have the mask, but like have something like at a lower price point that they could take with them.
Yeah.
I don't know, something. Yeah.
Well, I'm working on another product, so
ooh, I'm excited.
I'll be able to share that. Maybe once I have launched that, then I can do my market with you.
Yeah.
The next one.
Well, they have them all throughout the year. I will say that they are pricey for anybody that's like in business and stuff, but I will say it's a great place to get not just exposure, but because someone's going to buy from you. You'll make sales. But it's just a great place to network.
Yeah.
It's such a great place to network.
And find resources, because there are a bunch of entrepreneurs there, and they can share their knowledge with you.
I'm telling you, I came back with like grant information and information for different markets like outside of Florida. And I'm like, okay, well, how am I going to get to these markets? And they're like, get grants, like do this, do that. So it's great for networking your business and just like, talking to other makers and like how long it's taken them to get to where they wanted to be and stuff like that. So, like the one girl next to me, she was like, I'm on my 4th year and I'm just getting to a point where I can start to pay myself. She was like, I think I'm getting to that point where I can start to pay myself from the business.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. And she's like, I do markets all over. So I'm like, it's really a hustle. Like I got to get out here, but I'm like, I'm also a mom and I work and
with a lot of money.
Yeah.
You're starting from scratch. Like no one knows who you are.
Yeah. Cause they're like, are you doing Miami next week? Are you doing Houston? And I'm like, guys, that's like $1,500. I'm like,
right.
That's a lot, but they've been doing it. So I'm like, okay, like I get that. So I'm like, I want to really try and do some more of those markets and really just like kind of get myself out there.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for sharing.
Absolutely.
Sounds like a successful time in Jacksonville.
Yeah, and we got to see friends. They just had a baby, and that was really sweet. Their new parents, so that was awesome. I was like, new baby.
I can't.
Love new babies. They're the best.
They are, and they smell so good.
What? They smell amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that was good. Yeah. It was a good little trip. Florida is so big. It's crazy. It's so big.
I know. It takes forever to get out of Florida, though. I feel like since we live in South Florida.
Yeah. Probably for you about 9 hours. For me about 8.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's crazy.
That's why I don't like to drive.
Mm-hmm.
Put me on a plane, please.
Girl, I will get on a plane any day. What else is going on? What's been going on with you?
Girl, I had a lot going on this week. From Pilates. So we're wrapping up our module, and now it's like going into deep study zone, like study.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm also in the market of buying a reformer machine. So if anybody's listening and selling one or knows someone selling one, let me know, because they ain't cheap. Mm-hmm. So I do want to be able to practice at home.
Yeah.
Like on the weekends, if the kids are home hanging out, I can still practice and not have to go into the studio, so that I can hurry up and complete the exam and then start teaching.
Yeah.
But the other day, actually, my teacher was like, hey, do you want to take one of my clients? And I'm like, me?
Yeah.
Like, yeah. He was like, I can't make it. He was like, I need someone to cover for me. And I was like, you really trust me to like teach your client? And he was like, yeah, I taught you.
Yeah.
So. And I was just like, oh my God. The only reason why I didn't do it is because of the time. It was at 8 a.m. and I'm like, I gotta drop the kids off.
Yeah.
So I can't
I'm not gonna make it. Yeah.
Yeah, but he was like, okay, so what times work for you? And I just gave him, times and slots that I'm able to do it. So he's like, okay, I'm gonna give you some of my clients. And I'm just sitting there like,
so exciting. Oh my God.
I guess I'm doing well.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
so girl, I love that for you.
I'm excited. And I do want to teach clients that I don't know, because I feel like it's more of a challenge. I will be teaching clients once I get my reformer at my house, like people that I do know. Obviously, I'm not bringing strangers to my house.
Yeah.
No, but like absolutely. Friends, you guys, like friends and family, because I do need to complete hours as well. So of student teaching.
Absolutely.
So my lessons will be coming soon once I secure this reformer.
Yes.
So I've been busy with that.
I'll keep my eye out for you.
Yeah.
Have you checked Facebook Marketplace?
Girl, I've been on there every day.
Okay.
Yeah, messaging people like so I'm sure I'm gonna find one soon.
Yeah.
And then like Sanaa's interviewing for a new school, so we were working on that. It went really well. Awesome. And funny enough, one of her friends from her current school
was also
going there, like, went to go audition. Aww. It was the day after. And then, I guess the lady at the new school was like, she saw that they both go to the same school, and she asked her, like, do you know so-and-so? And she's like, yeah, she's in my class. Like, her audition is like the next day.
Yeah.
So I'm glad that she has someone that she's familiar with. So we were working on her audition, like practicing. It has been a lot. This week has been not in a bad way, but it's just been very busy. Yeah. And then Niall got sick again. And I'm like, this time he got an ear infection, which he's fine now. Like, we got the antibiotics and he's back to normal. Good. Yeah. But I'm just like, this week has been a lot. It felt like it was just one thing after another. Yeah. And and then, helping Armin, like, with his clinic. It's been a lot. It's been a busy week. I'm so glad it's Friday. Yeah. And it's the weekend and things can go back to being like slow. Yeah.
No, I feel you. Whenever I go away and I do stuff, I'm like, whoa, like I just felt like I got back to normal yesterday, and I felt like I was forgetting stuff. I was like, I have too much going on. Like, I need to like slow it down.
Right. Yeah. Right. And I feel like we mentioned this before, but when you're rushing and there's a lot going on, at least for me, I'm out of alignment. Like,
me too.
I'm liable to do things wrong. I'm liable to forget something. No, I'm so serious.
No, I'm right there with you.
And I'm just like, oof, this is why I don't like, when it's too much. Yeah. I overload. It just doesn't work out for me. Some people thrive like that. Like, Armin
I don't anymore. I used to.
Thrives in that, like being busy. Like, that's his thrive area. Yeah. For me, it's the opposite. I'm like, please do not add anything else to me, because I'm about to like blow the place up. Yeah. But it was all good things. It was just busy. That's it.
Yeah. No, I feel you on that.
Yeah.
All right. What else?
What we have on the list?
We have Tyree Nichols. So RIP to him. Sending a lot of love and light to his family.
Yeah. And he has a son. I believe I read that
he did. Wow. And his son.
Yeah. It was a very sad thing. And one thing I didn't like about that whole situation is, of course they want to show the footage because they want people to know like what the cops did to this innocent man. Yeah. But it's so harmful. I feel like for me personally, I can't watch a lot of
it's very harmful.
I can't watch a lot of things where I know I can't help.
Yeah.
When someone's in pain or someone is struggling or someone, I hate watching that. Like, even like, I know this has nothing to do with Tyree Nichols, but even watching like boxing, like when people are beating each other up, I don't watch it because I'm like, I can't see people
harming each other,
like suffering. Like, I don't like to see any of that. Yeah. So when the video was released, I was just like, I can't watch this. And I saw an interview with his mom, and she was like, I didn't watch the video. And as a mom, I would probably feel the same way. Like,
Yeah. You're watching your kid die.
You're going to watch your kid die.
Yeah.
On a, live video. Like, no. Like, that would cause, like, you're already grieving that you lost your son, but now you're going to see him getting
traumatized,
beat to death.
Yeah.
Absolutely not. And I don't advise people to continue to watch these videos. I don't know how people can sit back and watch these kind of videos, like, back to back to back to back. Mm-hmm. It's so harmful.
It's very harmful. You don't... For me, it's like, I've been in a situation with the cops. Like, so I know what that feels like, and I know how close I could have been from, like, being here to not being here. Mm-hmm. And I was having a mental health crisis. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And I had 3 cops on me. Like, 3. And I'm like, I'm not a big person, guys. I'm 5'4".
Not at all. Slim,
I'm not a big person. And at that time, I just had a kid. So I wasn't heavy at all. Like, I was very small. So I know what that feels like. And it's like sickening. And a lot of times, which is really sad. And this is why I said off camera, Black people don't like each other. Now, some of us do. But there are some.
Looking at her like, girl, what is she talking about?
Yeah, she's looking at me sideways. But a lot of times, and I've heard this, like, people that have experienced uncomfortable situations with the cops have been with Black cops. And I don't know what that is. They think they're above the law, or
it's power.
It's a power thing. Like, it's a power trip, and it's horrible. Because my mom said there was one Black cop there. There was a Black cop, I think, an Asian cop, and a white cop. And she said he was the worst one.
Really?
Like, he was the worst one. He was the one that was screaming at me the most. And I remember him being, like, in my face and stuff like that. And I didn't know what was going on, you know what I mean? But she was like, he was treating you the worst. And she was like, I just wanted, like, she was like, it hurt so bad, because she was like,
you're one of us.
Like, why are you treating my daughter in this way? Uh-huh. And so it's crazy, like, how they can't see themselves in him. Like, how could you do that? Like, that could be your son, that could be your brother, like your cousin, whoever. Like, you're so about, like, this power thing that you can't see that that's another Black brother. Why are you doing that? He didn't do anything to you. Right.
It's definitely...
And I don't know. I've heard some, like, rumors and stuff, like him and one of the cops were dating the same woman or something like that.
I saw that too.
But it's like, I'm sorry, you still don't deserve to lose your life because of that. Like, what? No.
It's just very sad.
Very.
Very, very sad. But going back to what you were saying, I saw a tweet the other day, and it's like, we really just need to get rid of police officers, period. Because they always have this, well, there are the good ones. And it's like, every situation when something like this happened, there is no good one around. Like, there's no one to say, okay, you guys, like, y'all, he's in handcuffs. Leave him alone. Like, y'all don't have to continue to beat this person. They're in handcuffs. They can't harm you.
Exactly.
But no. All of them beat the boy up.
Yeah. And it was like they wanted to torture this man. Like, you know what I mean? It's something that they wanted to do.
And time again, the good ones are never around when things like this happen.
In this situation.
So you really want us to believe there are good ones.
Yeah.
I'm gonna need to see. I do see it.
Now, I will say I do know good ones. I do. I actually know good police officers. I do.
But we need to see it.
But we do need to.
Because it's hard to believe it.
We need to see it more.
It's hard to believe it when you don't see that. Mm-hmm. And I'm serious, because if there were videos where, some officers were mistreating people, right? Mm-hmm. And then you see a cop and they're trying to stop it. Like, oh, no, like, stop. Like,
yeah. Like, this isn't necessary.
He's in handcuffs. Let's stop. If we see that more, I think, especially Black people, we would probably have more trust. Yeah. We would probably be like, you know what? There may be some good ones, because I've seen it. Mm-hmm. But every time, even in my experience with Armin and how the police handcuffed him right outside of our home, it's like, for what? Like, exactly. It's hard for me to believe it. Like, it really is. And it's sad, because we're paying these people to protect us. We're paying them a lot of money.
Exactly.
Yet we feel like when we see them, it's like, oh God, like, there's just bad feeling. It's not like, oh, great, they're here to save the day. It's like, oh, great, what the fuck they want? Like, what happened?
Exactly.
Like, what are they looking for? And it's sad, especially if they're Black. Like, that whole situation was really sad. But it just goes to show, like, it doesn't matter about even race at this point. It's more of a power thing. It's like,
exactly.
I can do whatever you want.
Like I can do whatever I want
to you, and I can get away with it.
Exactly.
I can lie about it. I can get away with it because they've done this so many times, and they're not being held accountable. So at this point, they're like, we can do whatever. Thank God this is not the case this time.
Exactly. But now that's where I think race came in.
Race came in, to their it's a disadvantage to them because they are Black police officers.
Yeah, and they were like, yeah,
jail.
That's it.
They going to jail.
Yeah,
I didn't hear anything about Blue Lives Matter. Black, what do they say? Back the blue. I haven't heard no one say that about these cops.
Nothing.
So I'm just saying.
Exactly, because they're like, because a lot of it is like, okay, they're doing our job for us, because it's like they're just beating up each other, they're killing each other. Like they say it all the time about the Black community, like, oh, they're just gonna kill each other, they're just gonna do this to each other, like they're just gonna destroy each other, and that's what I meant when I said like Black people don't like each other. I know we have a love. I know that we have a love for each other. I know that there are solid Black people. Yes. Because I know a lot of them. Yeah. But then there's also Black people that just hate themselves. That's how I have to say it, is like, you must hate yourself, because to not see yourself in him, it just doesn't make sense to me.
I think it's bigger than that, to be quite honest. I think it has a lot to do with the system that's been in place for Black people here in the United States. I don't necessarily feel like they hate each other or they don't like each other. It's just like we've been placed in the worst environments. We've been given the worst foods.
So they've done a number on us, and we've let it continue. That's what I'll say.
When you're placed, in situations like that, it's like dog eat dog.
Yes.
It's not like I hate you. It's just like, I need some money. I'm about to rob you.
Yeah.
It's not necessarily like I don't like you, because they would do that to a white person. They would do that to an Asian person. It doesn't matter. I think it's just the environment that they're in,
True.
Like,
okay.
It sucks because it was built this way so that, Black people can continue to be in that same place forever and ever.
Continue to harm each other, continue to do bad. Yeah.
So it's a sad situation, because from the outside looking in, it's like, why would you do that? Somebody look like you, it's your brother, and which, it does. It makes sense. Why would you do that? But then when you think about the bigger picture, it's like, oh, I get it. You need some money to get XYZ.
Yeah.
Or you need to help pay the rent at your mom's house, or you're addicted to something and you don't have the opportunity to get the help that you need. So you're going to get it by any means necessary.
Yeah.
It's just a tragic situation.
Yeah. All around.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
But I think we talked about this before. I think we just, God, I think we do have to start holding each other more accountable. I think there needs to just be more. There just needs to be more community. There needs to be more love, like you were talking about. There needs to be more love. We need to love on each other more. We need to be better to each other, and we need to understand that we have to look out for each other, because nobody else is looking out for. No one's coming to save us.
No
one's coming to help us. Like, we are all we got, and we need to understand that, and stop harming each other and killing each other and all that stuff. And I get it. It's who's near you.
It's circumstance.
You know what I mean? It's circumstance. So it's who's near you. If you're living in a Black community, it's good. There's going to be Black on Black crime. That's what's going to happen, because that's who's in your community, But we just got to do better.
Yeah.
We do.
Yeah. I mean, we already start off at a disadvantage. So it's harder for us to get out of those spaces and to do better. It's left and right. There's an obstacle left and right, left and right, left and right. So, it sucks, because, I don't fully understand people who do things like that, who harm each other. But I can I can also like be like, you know what, I get it. Yeah. I don't understand it. I don't agree with it. But I do. I understand. I get it.
Yeah.
So it's just sad. It really is.
Yeah.
It really is.
Yeah, but R.I.P. to him. R.I.P. to his family. Prayers to his family. Sorry.
Yeah.
All over the place. All right. Next on our list is finances. Times is hard out here. Because apparently, I read on Bloomberg that 60% of Americans making six figures and above.
100,000, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Making six figures and above are living paycheck to paycheck.
You know the one thing about it, before you go into this, is like six figure is not a specific number. There's a difference.
Yeah.
You can be like at 100,000. You can be at 600,000. There's a huge difference.
There is.
So when people say six figures, it's like, are you making 100,000 or are you making 900,000?
Exactly.
I think they're talking about like 100,000.
I think so. Well, so they said six figures and above. It's a wide range.
Because I can't imagine someone making $800,000
and you're living paycheck to paycheck.
Like you really would have to be doing some crazy damage.
You're living above your means is what you're doing. Yeah, you're living above your means. A lot of times.
Now 100,000, I can kind of understand it because
I can.
I feel like you're at a place where you're like, okay, I'm making good money, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you're like, okay, I want some nice things.
Mm-hmm.
And then it just like a snowball effect. And you're like, oh, crap. Now, with all the money I'm spending, I'm actually only making $50K.
Exactly.
You see what I mean? And then you end up being in a situation where you're not saving enough. You're living paycheck to paycheck, et cetera, et cetera. But go on.
Yeah. So I think also people have to understand like what you're grossing when you're making. So if you're making 100,000, you're really grossing maybe like 75. And not to say that there's anything wrong with that. That's great. That's a good living. It is a good living. But with obviously rents being high, people's insurance went up. I'm a homeowner, so insurance went up, taxes go up, all that stuff. Everything's
Groceries
up. Eggs up. Everyone's saying like eggs are $8.
Everything went up.
Yeah, so everything's really expensive.
It's up and it's stuck.
Yeah, exactly. My rule of thumb, like if I'm gonna buy something, I need to be able to buy it several times before I'm spending money on it. Just because, or if I'm like, you know what, there's a trip coming up and it's like, all right, I may have to sit this one out, or like because I have a different goal or something like that. And also just living below your means. Like you should really always be living below, like you should never be living above.
I agree with you.
Like don't stress yourself out. Like
there are days where I'm like, you know what, let me just go buy this bag.
I know.
It's okay.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, girl, sit your behind down.
Seriously.
It's like you even if you know you can afford things, like you really have to be rational about it. Like, okay, I know I can afford this, but do I really need to get this right now?
Exactly.
Like, it's I don't know. It is tough, and it's easy for people to live above their means. Above the means. It's so easy to do it because you're like, I have the money to do it. It's like, yeah, but do you have enough money in your savings account?
Exactly.
For an emergency?
Like, what is your savings looking like right now?
Yeah.
Am I going to buy these shoes? Like, do I need these shoes?
I really have to have those conversations with myself sometimes.
I'm telling you.
Those are so cute.
Speaking of shoes, this is like a little sidebar. I don't feel like they make shoes the same anymore.
Oh, no. The quality is down.
Okay. Thank you. Because I have really been having a hard time finding
the quality of a lot of
shoes.
Not even just shoes, just like clothing. A lot of things went down because the economy is insane right now. And people are using like the cheaper things now to, like
it's really frustrating.
I think it was Nike. Armin mentioned something like they used to use this material to make it. Now they're using this, and it's not as durable anymore.
Oh goodness! Ugh.
But the price is more now.
Yeah.
So no, you're absolutely right.
Yeah, the quality has been like so bad, and because like we're not really going in stores as much anymore. No. Like I've started to like, I'm gonna take the time and I'm gonna take a couple hours. I'm gonna run to the mall and I'm gonna try some things on, even though I don't like to. But I get so frustrated now buying online and having to return, because the shoe doesn't have enough support, or it's flimsy, or it's too big, and I'm like, what is going on, y'all? Like, you guys should not be charging this much for shoes, and I have to send it back. I've sent a pair of shoes back like 3 different times. I've bought in 3 different pairs of shoes because I'm like, and another thing, they don't want to give you your money back. So you need to exchange.
Oh, exchange. Okay.
Yeah, like you need to exchange, use your credit, whatever. I'm like, okay, but your shoes suck. What happened? Like the quality is so poor. So I told myself I'm going to go through all my shoes, my clothes and stuff like that, get rid of some stuff.
Or you can sell some things.
I'm going to sell some things. And then I'm like, okay, I'm really going to be very intentional and very selective about who I'm spending my money with. And it needs to be quality. Absolutely. Because I know I'm going to have to spend some money now. Yeah. Because even the place that you could get like a quick little something from, it's awful.
It's awful.
It's so bad.
For higher end things that I have in my closet and I don't wear anymore, I'm selling those.
Absolutely.
For other things that, I'm like, okay, I can donate these. You know, like that's it. Because I'm like, it's crazy out here.
It is. It really is crazy. And I told myself I really want to, like this year, I want to shop more Black brands. Because there are some really cool, like unique.
So many good ones out there. Oh my God.
There's so many good ones. I found a bag one. I think I sent you the bag one. I definitely want to get one of her bags because they're super unique. And she uses leather, like she makes it, it's handcrafted. I'm like, I want to start spending with people like this that really, I guess because also I'm a creative. I'm like, why not?
Yeah.
Because they make really nice things. And if I'm going to spend it, why don't I spend it with you?
And yesterday I saw someone put on Instagram, it's like, everybody dressing the same. It's like one person liked these sunglasses. Now everybody got these sunglasses on. It's
everyone.
Like, can y'all just like what you like? Like, you don't have to dress how other people dress.
Exactly.
It's so bad.
No one has style anymore. Everything's a trend. Everything is a trend, and I've never been a fan of trends.
Me too.
Like, I just never have been. And
I'm like, I like what I like.
Yeah.
I mean, I can admire, like, I like what I see on Instagram too. I'm like, these look cute. Y'all looking good. But I'm like, I don't want to buy the same sunglasses y'all everybody got or the same pair of shoes that everyone has.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just, I don't know. It's crazy on social media with fashion.
I've started liking like the little like capsule like projects that some like celebs do and stuff. Like I was looking at glasses the other day, like sunglasses. I always lose my expensive sunglasses. Like they either get washed off in the ocean and I just get so upset. So I was like, okay, let me see if I can find some other brands that I like. Lauren London came out with a little capsule one and I saw some of hers and I was like, ooh, these are really cute and they're priced well.
Okay.
And I was like, all right, I'm gonna get some of her stuff, support her, But yeah, like I think I've kind of gravitated more towards that and more of like the smaller businesses just because I can find unique things and, I'd rather give them my money than these big brands that are just cutting corners big time.
Right. I totally agree with you.
Yeah. But I totally went off on a tangent. Sorry, y'all. But yeah.
Back to the Bloomberg.
Yeah, this living paycheck to paycheck thing. I hope they figure out a rent control thing because I'm seeing that.
It's bad.
It's really bad. And I really feel bad for people because, like, what are they supposed to do? Like, their income hasn't increased that much. Like, you can't be. Or at all, So it's like saying, like, okay, we're going to increase your rent by $400. Excuse me? Like, that's not market. That's above market. Like, you're going above market. I talked to a guy across the street from me, and he was like, I'm going to bring stuff up to market. But he's like, I'm not going to gouge anyone. And
it's not right.
It's not.
Sad,
it's really, really sad. And I'm really sad for people because where are they going to go? Like, where are they going to go? Like, I feel like we're going to see a lot. Like, we're already seeing a lot of devastation, but I feel like we're going to see a lot more because they really are pushing people out. There's no way that people can afford $2,000 a month for a 1-bedroom apartment.
No, that's crazy.
That's mortgage prices. That's mortgage on a small house. Like, that just doesn't. It doesn't sit well with me at all.
No, they really need to figure something out because these people are going to be out in the streets.
That's what I'm saying. I'm saying like we see devastation now, and I have seen an uptick like in the homeless population, like in my area. Like I've definitely seen an uptick. I'm seeing more younger people that are homeless. I'm seeing more like look like they may be moms and stuff like that. So I'm seeing more of an uptick of that because it's like, where are they supposed to go? If they don't have family here or family close by, where are they supposed to go? What are they supposed to do? Or can they stay with their family?
That's another thing.
So that's another thing. So I can kind of understand if you are making 6 figures, if your rent has jumped, say you have a 2-bedroom, say you have a 2-2. If your rent was maybe, I don't know, maybe $2,500 and now it's $3,500, where's that extra money coming from? Because a lot of places are laying people off.
Yeah. I saw that.
Pay cuts. I heard the other day, my friend said that his friend went from making I think it was she was like close to like 175, and they gave her a pay cut to be able to pay everybody else more. And now she went down to like 105. She got like a $70,000 pay
That's
cut.
A big cut.
It's huge. So she's trying to figure out, how do I navigate this? Because I'm used to making this amount of money. And once you start making that kind of money, and this is where I always say live below your means, because I'm not saying you can't get a car if you need one, or you can't get things if you need, or you can't treat yourself. Absolutely do those things. But keep your high expenses low, because you never know when something can change. Stack money, save. Like, that's all I've been doing now, is just putting away money. Because
even if you do have a well-paying job right now, I mean, God forbid, some things change. You know, people are getting laid off.
We didn't expect to go through a pandemic. We were all sitting at home twiddling our thumbs, watching freaking, what was it, Tiger? What was that Tiger thing?
Oh my God, that show! It's so wild.
Yeah, we were all sitting.
The Tiger guy,
Tiger King.
Tiger King.
Yeah, we were all sitting home twiddling our thumbs, not knowing what to do. You know, no one had jobs. We didn't know. Oh my God, like, you know, unless you were really in healthcare. I think those were the only people that was really working.
Like, it was overworked, actually.
Yeah. So, I mean, that's my advice on that. But I also really do feel for people, because there are some people that are making good money. If you're a one income household, it can be really hard, especially if you're renting right now. I know, like, people that are renting, awful. I know that that's really tough, because that fluctuates so much. And if you own too, it can. Like, my homeowner's insurance went up by a lot. Yeah. And thank God, you know, I think I had like a little escrow shortage and stuff like that. And like, thank God I'm able to pay those things. But it's also because I do live below my means. I don't, you know, I don't need the newest car. I don't need, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because if an emergency comes up and I have to do something, I need to be able to make a move. I can't, you know, but I get it also. Now people are asking for higher wages too, because a lot of people weren't making living wages. Yeah. So
no, it's
a tough thing.
It is a tough thing. And if you're not a good saver, like, you can start to learn, because, you know, not everyone is great at it. You know, some people suck at it. I mean, I'm not going to lie. When I was younger, I wasn't the best saver.
Me neither.
Like, I actually learned how to really save money from my parents, obviously. But then I was younger, so I was like, whatever. Like, every time I would get paid, it was like, let me go buy some clothes. Let me go out, spend this money, blah, blah, blah. As long as everything was getting paid for, I was good. Yeah. But, you know, and then Armin is a great saver. Like, he's a very financially responsible. Like, he does a great job at it. And if anything, his goal is to, you know, save more. He's like, let's figure out how we can save more than what we're already saving, you know? Yeah. And so just learning from him, and like actually sitting down and looking at all the spending, and like, that's been really helpful for me. And for me, like, saving money I've been terrible at it. I was very terrible at it. And you can ask Armin, he's like, yeah, you, like, when we were like getting serious, he's like, you really need to work on this. Yeah. Like, we cannot be like, being out here spending all this money. And at first I was like, come on now, like, let me do my thing. But then when you think about it and you look at the bigger picture, you're like, I'm so glad we have this savings account. I'm so glad we have this money in this account, because you never know what can happen. Yeah. You want to be able to. Especially you have kids too. You just want to be able to make sure that you can provide. And I mean, that's literally just the bottom line. And, you know, God forbid you lose a job, you can still live off of, you know, you have money where you can live off for a couple years, like, because you're like, I've been saving money, so we're good. And not have to be like, oh my God, what I got to do? Exactly. Scrambling last minute. So, you know, and, you know, we don't want to sit here and be like, you need to save, because not everyone is good at it. Yeah. And that's okay.
But there are ways to learn. Yeah. And there are ways to learn, like, talk to a financial planner. There are financial planners out there that are for the community and that will just help you out, like help you look at your finances and really get serious about them. Because there's people that don't make six figures and that are on a crazy budget and know how to save and know how to make their money work for them.
That was my parents. That was my parents. They didn't make a bunch of money, but when I tell you they
neither
were
did
saving
mine,
a lot
but
of
they
money,
knew what they were doing.
Yeah, I was like, wait a minute.
Yeah, like my mom's a great saver.
The math ain't math in here. How y'all got all this money in their savings account? Y'all ain't making that much. Like, what's going on here?
Exactly. No, my mom's an amazing saver.
They're just really good savers.
Yeah, and she's always like, Keish, like make sure like you like have like months of like living expenses and stuff like that. Like make sure you have that in place. And I know a lot of people, because they say a lot of people don't have even like $1,000 in their savings account. Like they're like 40% of Americans don't have like $1,000 saved.
That's sad.
That's really sad, and I feel bad that like people can't have that.
It's not that they don't. Even I feel like it's not that
there's some people that just actually can't.
They literally cannot. Some people are getting paid $8 an hour.
Yeah, and there's nothing left over.
How do you expect them to save a dime?
Exactly.
If anything, they're probably short. You know, like it doesn't make sense.
Yeah, but even if you're starting with, I would say even if you're starting with $20, put it away, because you'd be surprised. Like you may need gas one day, and you know what? That little $25 that you were saving, and even it may be a lot for you, but that $25 you were saving can fill up your tank one day. You know, I'm just saying, like, start small, but like start somewhere, because I don't know what's gonna happen. And then Joe Byron is out here saying that the economy is doing great
at the State of the Union.
Yeah,
oh my God. I watched a little bit.
I'm like, sir, have you been outside?
I was like, I gotta turn this off. I gotta turn this off.
I'm like, you have not been outside, clearly.
No.
Because there's homeless people all over the place.
They're not affected by it.
No.
So
it's funny how they're like in this bubble. Like, no, we're doing really great. No. Have you checked LinkedIn?
Like, no.
There are people crying that they got laid off today.
The wealthy are doing really great.
Yes.
Middle class and poor people are not.
Yeah.
They're struggling.
It's very true. It's very, very true.
Let's be clear. Yeah. Be clear about who's doing great, because it ain't everybody.
Exactly. When he said that, I was like, wow, that is really, that's a really out of touch statement, because that is not true at all.
Not at all.
So, yeah. But, I mean, that's our advice for you guys with, you know, trying to save, and
especially in this economy.
Yeah.
If you have it, the best thing you can do is put it away.
Yeah. And I know we always say we're going to put stuff in show notes, and we definitely forget.
We
always forget, but I will put my financial planner, and Layla will put her financial planner in the show notes. I know last time we spoke about life insurance and stuff like that, so we'll also put that in the show notes, so that you guys can reach out to those people, because it's super important to plan.
Also, there are people you can follow on Instagram and TikTok who give really great advice about saving and like finding good deals on everything.
Yes.
I mean, everything. And I don't know their names, because it just pops up every now and then, and I like watch it, and I'm just like scrolling through their whole page watching everything. But I'm going to try to find them too, because some of these people know what they're talking about.
Yeah. There's 2 girls that I do follow that are financial girls, and there's another girl.
It's like I think one is like your rich friend.
No, your rich BFF.
Your rich, is that it?
Yeah, your rich BFF. She's a really good one, and she makes quick reels that like help you with certain things. Miss Dow Jones is another one. She's really great, and she has a lot of like free templates and stuff. Like I've used some of her templates. So you can join like her community. She has like a Facebook community. There's a couple like really good influencers that drop a lot of really good gems, like financial gems. There's another girl, I can't think of her name right now, but when I find her, I will definitely mention her. But yeah, there are some great people that give a lot of great tips, and then there's a lot that
you gotta watch who you follow.
You have to be really careful.
Yeah.
But those 2, I would say, they're good.
They're good starts.
They're good starts. Yeah. And you can find some stuff on YouTube and stuff like that. Yeah.
Don't forget about YouTube. YouTube University. You can find so much information on there.
Yeah.
But yeah. I think that concludes today's episode.
Yes, I think that's it. That's all we got.
All right. Well, thank you all for tuning in, and we'll see you all next week.
All right. Bye, y'all.
Bye.